Hi, I'm Kelly Gahn. Welcome once again to Outdoor Family Adventures. Each week we take a family just like yours on an exciting journey through the great outdoors. Remember how much fun it was to play in the snow as a child? Embracing a winter sport is one way that you can keep that love of snow alive, no matter what age you are. That's why we sent our family on a cross-country skiing adventure at Wilderness Lodge in Wattsburg. Miles of beautiful trails, gorgeous snow-covered pines, and a challenging itinerary await our family. This is Wilderness Lodge in Wattsburg, Pennsylvania. If your family enjoys cross-country skiing, Wilderness Lodge is the ideal getaway, offering the most extensive system of well-groomed and maintained cross-country trails of any resort in the central Great Lakes region. Unlike most big ski resorts, Wilderness Lodge caters to the cross-country skier, beckoning them with miles and miles of trails, prepared especially for traditional striding, skating, or just plain exploring. So why should your family take up cross-country skiing? One reason is that it is an excellent form of exercise. The motions involved with cross-country skiing utilize every major muscle group, and the non-jarring movements are much easier on your joints than running. Finding an enjoyable outdoor activity such as skiing is a perfect way to stay in shape during those long winter months. If you think transportation in the winter is difficult now, imagine trying to get from point A to point B in the ice and snow some 4,000 years ago. It was this particular problem that led the inhabitants of areas such as northern Norway, Finland, and Sweden to strap long wooden planks to their feet before venturing out into the snow. These rudimentary skis allowed for easier mobility in regions where several feet of snow covered the ground for more than 6 months of the year. It required incredible endurance to survive such conditions, so skiing then was a necessity and not the popular recreation that it is today. But endurance still remains a key physical requirement of the cross-country skier, whether you're employing the classic style or the freestyle method. The classic style refers to the technique of keeping both skis parallel, with the skier pushing and gliding forward with each step. Skating is a more recently developed method of cross-country skiing that requires the skier to use sideways pressure to propel himself along. This method is more similar to ice skating or roller skating and requires much more upper body strength. It is the classic style that is easiest for beginners to learn, and it is the style that our family will employ today. It's time to meet the family that's willing to brave the snow on today's adventure. Let's find out why they want to go cross-country skiing together.
I am Erin Groh.
I'm David Groh.
I'm Micah Groh.
I am Karen Groh. We like to do things together, often outside. We've just started doing geocaching. We go sledding together. We go hiking together. We like to go down to the beach. We also like to read out loud. David or I will read out loud to the kids and we'll all listen, and that's always been enjoyable.
I like adventure stories a lot.
Reading is one of those cases where then you can discuss and find out what different people's perspective is on the same chapters.
We usually do like the books, though we don't think we will at first.
The more activities you can do as a family, the stronger your family will bond together.
No matter what it is, whether it's rollerblading or swimming or hiking or any of those things.
We went whitewater rafting once, and it was kind of hard because I'm not used to using my arms that much because my dad usually does it for me.
The hardest thing that I ever did was choosing which high school to go to. It was just a really tough decision.
Erin and I like to tease the boys in this family about being geeks. We think they're all geeks and a little bit nerdy.
Well, that's a nice compliment. Poor Erin has to live with us geeks.
My brother's favorite thing to do is say he's more of a geek than me. Or nerd, I suppose, nerd, geek, whatever. He's more of a nerd than me.
We tease them and try to reform them a little bit.
Whenever we go to the beach, we do science there, so watch the sunset, and we all stand up and watch it a second time and figure out what the curvature of the Earth is.
We're all very geeky. We pride ourselves in this.
The family is excited about their adventure, but keep in mind that cross-country skiing requires extreme physical endurance. So we checked in with our Outdoor Family Adventures sports medicine doctor for some tips on preparing the family for their snowy journey.
When you're getting ready to go on your cross-country trip, you want to make sure that you have a sense about what the weather conditions are going to be like. You need to know if it's going to be really cold and windy. If it's going to be both of those, you need to think about what the wind chill factor is. If it's starting to get down below -20, the risk of having very rapid frostbite develop in your nose, your fingers, your cheeks is pretty high, and you want to reconsider your trip. If you're a regular athlete doing some cardiovascular workout, you should be fine. If you're kind of a weekend warrior person who gets out every once in a while, you just want to take it slow initially. Recognize that if you were planning on going out for 5 hours, maybe you want to cut it down to an hour or two for the first trip. You know, if you have a couple of weeks to prepare, try and go out and do some running or some brisk walking. Get some cardiovascular workout, like 2 to 3 times a week for about 20 minutes, and you'll probably have a better trip. I think it's excellent. It combines both the upper body and the lower body. Your arms are moving, so you're getting a good cardiovascular workout. There's a lot of leg motion to it, especially if you're doing the skate skiing, so you're getting some nice lower extremity workout. You're outside, so that's always, you know, for the fresh air and the sunshine. So in general, it's one of the better winter sports. It's not quite as pounding on your knees, so for the people with the more arthritic knees, it can be a nice alternative to downhill skiing.
Okay, lean over them, come all the way back up, then throw it. That's good. Now step
We're
up.
really trying to teach them how to glide, and that's a different kind of movement for most people. When you're walking, you're really not, you don't want to slip. You don't want your feet going out from underneath you. When you've got skis on, you really want to be able to go ahead and to let that extra energy go out in the form of forward motion. So we show them the basic kick and glide using their poles. Then we go to a double pole, which is both poles together and bending over at the waist. Then we go to a combination of those called double pole with a kick. It takes a little more energy. You go a little bit faster. You're going to use it on the flats, and you're going to use it on a slight downhill. And it allows you to just really go down a little further on the trail with using your upper body weight and using your energy. Then we go into how to fall and how to get up. We make them fall, we make them get up so that they at least have that experience. It's surprising the number of people that they never learned how to fall properly. So we're literally trying to ingrain some of that. One of the things that we teach them is to put their hands down if they feel like they're falling, because it decreases, it lowers their center of gravity, and it gives them an opportunity to maybe recover, or if they don't recover, they're now closer to the ground and they have less distance to fall.
When people fall, they always go, "Oh, I'm falling." And what we want you to do, because your center of gravity is right at your belly button, and "Oh" raises your center of gravity. If I'm over my ski, I'm now further over my ski and I'm going down. I want you to pretend you're a boxer and go, "Oh, I'm falling." It lowers your center of gravity. It gives you better posture to work against the fall. Plus, you're closer to the ground and you're less likely to get hurt. So go, "Oh." It's the same motion that you're going to use while you're trying to do a stop. It's go from here to there.
Roger was a huge help. He was very patient, really a good teacher. He showed us just what to do, and he made it very, very clear. I really liked working with him.
The family is dressed, packed, and ready to begin their adventure. But are they prepared for any unexpected emergencies? Along the course of their cross-country skiing adventure, the family will encounter some extra challenges designed to keep them on their toes, if that's possible on skis.
There was a relay race that was set up on a series of moguls that are about 6-foot high hills that are in the middle of our trail network. And they're fairly wide, and there was an area set up that was about 200 yards, 100 yards up and 100 yards back with a cone at either end. And we had a challenge race involving the parents and the kids, and we put one parent with one child and had them race over up to the cone, turn around, come back over those moguls to the end, and then switch, and the second player went out. And the purpose of that is, one, allow them to recognize that they can go a little faster than they thought. You know, when there's racing involved, you tend to put a little more energy into it. You go a little bit faster. You're not really worrying about your technique, but you got your feet moving. And so we saw them climbing the hills, going down the other side, racing along the flats, hitting the next hill, getting over it, coming back. And they actually made pretty good time in doing that. You know, I think as far as the challenge went, as a learning tool, it probably was helpful because they recognized the advantage of being in the track. They were able to climb the hills without a whole lot of problems. And as far as I saw, they all came down without falling. So if you can accomplish that in the course of a lesson plan, you're doing well. And I think they did really well.
A surprise for you today. This is the first of your 3 challenges.
Okay. Giant mogul relay race. For new skiers, even little hills can present quite a challenge. The rules are simple. Split into 2 teams, ski out to the cone and back.
On your mark, get set, go.
Three little hills, and we went up and down and up and down and up and down.
My mom was back like before I even got over the second hill.
Oh yes, it was Erin, and I was way ahead of her, and she stuck her tongue out at me when I passed her coming back, but I know my daughter, and I knew that was going to happen, and I stuck my tongue right back out at her.
Karen was just a whiz. I was a...
Right now, it's time to grab a parka, strap on some skis, and hit the trails. Our family has 2 1.5-mile loops to cover, so let's make some tracks.
Well, the snow was so white out there and stuff, and it was just so pretty. And the sky was so blue. It was like bright, bright, bright blue. It was just amazing. I haven't seen a sky like that in a long time. And then my dad discovered the Scrabble game. So my parents, being competitive as they are, decided to start the Scrabble game, and I just sort of helped whoever I felt like and stuff. So it was fun. We didn't keep score, but I think my dad won. There was the 8-letter word was mine and my mom's, and when my mom got up, I gave my dad some letters so he could make it so we could put the 8-letter word on. So me and my mom ended up getting like 184 points on that one.
The skee ball event we set up in the front yard, and we leveled an area of snow and packed it out so that the skiing would be relatively easy. And then we took their poles away from them, and we set it up like a soccer match with goals at either end. And again, had the team split up so that they could be a little bit more uniform and maybe have some fun at the same time. And the object was, just like a soccer match, you had to kick the ball through the goal, only you've got a pair of skis on.
You did great on your first challenge, and here's your second challenge.
Okay, Roger. Skee ball. In the States we call it soccer, in Europe it's called football. On outdoor family adventures we call it skee ball. Kids versus the adults. We'll see who can win the most goals. Skee ball is playing soccer with your feet attached to long skinny poles to keep you from actually kicking the ball.
Pretty much everybody's on their skis, and then there's a ball, and then there's 2 goalies, and 2 goals, and you just sort of kick it around, try to get into the goal.
Everybody ready? Yeah.
I scored 1 goal, and it was kind of weird. It sort of went up the hill and then curved down into their goal. Or else I think my dad scored the other 2 goals on us.
I know I scored the winning goal, so that doesn't really, that's what's important, right? All right, they're down.
Look out, the race.
Oh, she misses!
It was really hard to control the ball. It was hard to get it between your skis. It was hard to do anything with it, and you kept getting tangled up in your skis and falling over. And I had my most spectacular fall during that game.
Okay, score is 1-1. Next goal wins.
Yeah! It was a lot of fun. The ball went in very weird ways. You can kind of hook the ski under the ball, get kind of a lift on the ball and it goes. But of course if you lift your ski up like this, your other ski goes like this and it flips over like this and you're on the ground. But the ball goes through the goal, that's all that really matters. That was a very challenging challenge because, like I said, the key thing is to kick the ball and then keep your balance. Very awkward.
Anytime you can put a family in that kind of environment, they're going to have fun. And there was some snowball throwing that went on, and there was some falling down, and some real activity. And again, they got their feet moving. It's a way to work on balance. It's a way to have some fun in the snow at the same time. And anytime you can get a family having fun together, I think you've accomplished something for them, because it's memories that you're creating, and they'll think back and remember that day and how much fun they had just playing on the snow together.
My kids weren't very enthusiastic. They thought cross-country skiing sounded awfully boring. I got them some skis at a yard sale a couple years ago, and I took the 2 younger ones skiing, and they, especially Micah, hated it. Micah fell a lot, so I was really surprised to see how much they liked it today.
The learning curve in this sport is very quick. You can learn, their worst day on skis was today. And every time they come out and do it again, they will just increase in proficiency. And the thing that they can do is they can choose to become athletic skiers and go fast, or they can decide to just take a nice Sunday, be with their family, go out, have some fun, be in the woods, get some fresh air and exercise, and they don't have to race around. But we've given them the ability to be more efficient in either way that they approach the sport. We set up a course of slalom near a set of pine trees that we have here with a medium-sized hill. It's not really big, but it's gradual and it's long enough so that they can kind of get up ahead of speed. It's faster than anything that they'd seen previously in the day, but they'd spent enough time on the downhills at that point that I think they were confident in knowing that they could get down the hill. So we set the columns up and made them traverse it in an S pattern with a little run out at the bottom. And I think all of them did really well on that skill, and it was able to show that they could stand while going downhill, that they could turn, and of course they had to stop when they got to the bottom. So all those things put together, it made for a nice event. I think they had fun doing it.
Micah, here's challenge number 3 for your family.
Cross-country slalom. Not all hills are little, but that doesn't mean they can't be skied. Sometimes the best route down is not a straight line. Alternating between the cones on the way down will not only keep your speed down, but will let you practice your control.
We all climbed up the top of a fairly long downhill, and cones were placed on the incline, and we were supposed to zigzag around the cones. My kids do a lot better at that than I do.
The last challenge, I didn't really want to do that one. I didn't think I could. And I didn't do too well on it. I fell down when I got to the bottom. We had to go down the hill, slalom, and we had to go between 3 cones. And that was really hard because I'm not very good at turning down the hills.
We started at the top of a hill, and Roger had put 4 cones going down the hill, and we went to the right of the first one, the left of the second one, the right of the third one, and then went past the last one at the bottom. And it was the fastest we'd gone all day, and it also gave us the experience of having to turn on a hill, which was kind of new for all of us.
With Roger as a skier, I really learned how to get a good glide, get a lot of efficiency in my strokes, and so I feel I really accomplished something today.
We had a wonderful time. I really enjoyed it. We'd like to try cross-country skiing again. I think that we've undone the negative experience my kids had that when I took them skiing by myself. Part of the problem was I learned to ski 20 years ago, and I just bought a pair of skis, and I've always done it. Nobody ever showed me anything, and so I had no idea how to show them how to do it. I just gotten on my skis and skied off. So it was really helpful to have somebody show us how to do it, especially for the kids, I think. And it was even helpful for me. I learned quite a bit today because nobody had ever taught me, and I changed how I ski based on what I learned today.
If we weren't here today, we would be playing computer games or sitting around, or I would be working in the basement, cleaning up, getting outside, getting a little exercise. Great thing to do in the summertime. And we had just wonderful weather. The sun shining, being inside the day would have been awful. You gotta take your sunny days when you can.
We're always happy to see families that might be interested in the sport because we encourage, families getting together and doing that kind of thing. Cross-country skiing is a lifetime activity, and if we get the kids involved now, we have people that are well into their 70s and pushing into their 80s, and they're out here having fun. Not necessarily to go fast all the time, but they're out in the woods in the wintertime, and they just love being here at the same time.
You don't have to be a child to enjoy playing in the snow. Cross-country skiing is a great activity for the entire family to enjoy together, and it's a wonderful way to get exercise during those long winter months. But as you know, the snow will not be here forever, so what are you waiting for? For more information on how your family can be part of our program, check out our website. And who knows, maybe next time it'll be your family enjoying an outdoor family adventure. We'll see you then.
Funding for outdoor family adventures has been provided by the Pennsylvania Public Television Network and for nearly 70 years, caring about people has been our pledge. We're Highmark, supporting programs which promote active families. Pennsylvania Travel and Tourism. Active families know there's more to do in Pennsylvania.
St. Vincent Health Center is Erie's first hospital with cardiologist and neonatal intensive care services, specializing in neuroscience, cancer and emergency medicine, and physician-based sports medicine.
Edinboro University of Pennsylvania, with locations in Edinboro, Erie, and Meadville, one of the 14 universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. And by the members of this public television station.